here in a beautiful home located here in the community of Pebble Creek here in Goodyear, Arizona. Let me show you around the community and this place a little later in the video. Let's check it out. I've got a living in Arizona guide and a 55 plus chart and graph. Just reach out so I can give it to you. It'll give you a better understanding of what it's like living here, and it's completely free. So just shoot me a text or email. I'll give it to you and we can go from there. But back to Pebble Creek here in Goodyear, Arizona. It is a Robson style resort community. So there's 5 Robson resort communities here in Arizona, and there's even one in Texas. They're popular for being just beautiful communities, having kind of all the amenities, the golf and all that. There are 2 rec centers here in the community, the Tuscany Club and the Eagles Nest Club. We'll get a peek at both of those and even some aerial footage of the Tuscany Club. This is the Tuscany Club here. You can see the tennis, the pickleball. They got bocce ball courts. This is the bigger of the 2 rec centers. But I got to tell you, while I was there, I was driving around, checking out some houses, the one that I tour later in this video, and I could hear people, oh, they've got this amber on tap over here at the Eagles Nest Club. We're going over there. Come join us. So both clubs sound like they've got some good entertainment. I'm going to walk around the Tuscany Club while I tell you kind of some other stuff about the community. So they've got, casual grills and coffee spots all throughout the community. There are 2 championship golf courses in here, 54 holes of championship golf here in total. They've got a lot of performing arts. They've got a library, billiards room, so you can play pool with everybody. They've got a lot of creative art centers as well. An Oasis pool complex, where they've got a few pools, indoor and outdoor. And over at the Eagles Nest, they've got a fitness center. At the Tuscany Rec Center, they've got the ballroom and auditorium and softball going on. So kind of the ballroom, talking more about the performing arts, plays with the auditorium. A lot going on over there with the whole performance arts and creative arts center itself in the Tuscany area. So the thing I thought was interesting and unique about the community was the lifelong learning program they've got. So it sounds like school again, and it kind of is, but it's pretty interesting. They've got classes on all different kinds of things, whether it's, finance, just history, everything going on. And they go on trips and classes and events with that all the time. You can check that out on their website. I think it's really cool, and it's something unique I don't see in a lot of the other communities, at least as made as public as this one is. I think it's an interesting thing to go to in those multi-purpose rooms that they have going on here at Pebble Creek. But you can see here's the aerial shot I was talking about. They've got some beautiful golf and tennis. They really do. And Goodyear itself, you got good freeway access. You can hit the I-10 and go directly to the airport when your friends come in town to visit, because that's what people do when you have friends who live here in Arizona. People are always going to come visit you. So you're not too far from the airport. You've got the 303 right there as well. I'd say, for these 55 plus communities, it has pretty solid freeway access. There's really only one that I think has better freeway access, and that would be Westbrook Village, because it's right there on the 101. Now, if you've been looking online for maybe the most ideal 55 plus age restricted community for you and maybe your significant other as well, you're kind of looking in this Arizona area. It's nice weather down here. A lot of people like to retire here. You can see these nice pools and the pool there with the aerial shot. But I'm going to tell you this. A lot of the communities, they all have very similar amenities to offer. There's going to be different things, like very small little things, just different amounts of clubs here and there. Obviously, the bigger communities like Sun City and Sun City West are going to have the most amount of clubs because they've got the most amount of people living there. But I've heard, we just had a client who just went into a community in Victory at Verado, and there wasn't a cigar club. So he's like, if I buy in here, I'm definitely going to want to start a cigar club here, which is something you can do. You can kind of start these clubs depending on the community you go to. So the thing I would say you really want to look for when looking for a 55 plus community is really that it just kind of matches the scenery you want to be around and the all-around location. You see, this one here in Pebble Creek is more of like a resort-style community. So you're not going to have mountains here and there, but it's more of a resort feel. You drive down the streets and you see the palm trees and the sun and the pools, and it's going to be more like, a staycation. If you go over to Victory at Verado, you're going to be surrounded, by the White Tank Mountains and have that great golf still, but you're there for the views of the mountain. It still feels like a resort just because of how nice the amenities there are, but you get the mountains there as well. You're going to be a little further out there, a little further away from the airport and the city, but you're going to have the mountains. Same thing with like Sun City Festival. You've got the White Tank Mountains, the other side of the White Tank Mountains. So Sun City Festival is really far out there. You are pretty far away from everything. But if that's the feel you want to have, like kind of being away from all the action and all that, then that's something I recommend. Then you have communities like Villa Monterey over in like the heart of Scottsdale, more townhouse living type of thing. But it's still an age-restricted community with a pool here and a kind of a park. But you don't need too many amenities in that community because you're right there next to Scottsdale with all the old town stuff, Chaparral Park, like you got pickleball courts and kind of just the city amenities rather than community amenities. Sorry for that little rant on how to choose your community. That kind of leads into my video that I'll be dropping a little later this week on how to choose the right 55 plus community for you. So if you are interested in that and you can't decide, make sure to watch that video. It'll be coming out a little later this week. But as you can see, I'm just making my rounds here around Tuscany. It has those multi-purpose rooms for the ballrooms and having dances and things like that. I'm going over to the back here where they have like a golf course area with some nice flowers. I thought it was a really pretty little thing, so I wanted to get a shot and show it off to you. I'll show you a few images of the Eagle's Nest Club next as well. There was a lot going on there. Like I said, people were going to get the amber beer that was on tap, so I couldn't get too many shots of it because there were a lot of people there in the pools and golf carts outside. But I got a few shots of the outside just to kind of give you an idea of what it was like. I would say the Eagle's Nest Club is more where people go to, have a drink and play some bocce ball, kind of slower paced games, or like by the pool, just have a drink with your friends, hang out, just go into the restaurant in there and just chill out. And Tuscany has more of the pickleball courts, the tennis ball courts, and more of all the active stuff going on. Speaking of being active, we've got 66 active listings in here at Pebble Creek. Those range all around from, mid threes to 1.3 million. They have luxury homes in here. They've got, easy starter homes. They've got kind of it all. Now I'm going to go more into what the market is looking like here in Pebble Creek. And of course, these numbers are subject to change. So if you're seeing this maybe a year later, maybe even a month or two later, you're going to want to call me and get more updated statistics on what the market's looking like, how many active listings there are, etc. Anyway, back to the market. In the last 90 days, 3 months, we have had 90 homes close here in Pebble Creek, so one per day. The median sales price of those homes was $536,000. The low was that $369,000, and the high was $1.2, almost $1.3 million. Now, of all those 90 homes, 65% of those homes sold in less than 2 months. So you can see there's a pretty high demand to get into Pebble Creek. Not saying you can't get a home for below list price, but, homes don't sit here forever unless they're priced wrong, just completely terribly wrong. If you price your home right here in Pebble Creek, it should sell within 2 months. Now, of course, the homes listed at over $1 million can sit for more than 2 months because there's less of an audience for those homes. But in general, homes in Pebble Creek do not sit for less than 2 months. You can see here's a nice little shot of the community. It honestly looks like, I don't know how they did it. It looks like a resort, even though there are homes and palm trees and all that. It still looks like you're within a resort with all the nice, trees, palm trees, and, the tile roofs, and especially with the color scheme that the builder kind of chose for these homes and just the style all around. Here in one of those active listings, let me show you around the place. Let's check it out. Now, this was a beautifully remodeled home. It was built in 1997, but you'll see they've definitely done some work to it since then. It was a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom home with a den, so 4-bedroom plus on there, just over 2,200 square feet. You can see I kind of wanted to show you that flyer just to kind of show you how many events go on in the community. That was some, ladies' lunch thing. I didn't read the flyer completely, but I'm sure you can. Anyway, back to the home. You can see this little bar area here with the mirrors and the sink there, so you can kind of fix up some drinks. You got the dining room here, kind of away from the rest of the home. I know some people like more of a concealed floor plan, kind of like this. Remodeled bathroom, you can see very nice in there. Now, this home was listed at $625,000. It's only been on the market about 20 days, so fairly new listing as well. I've got to say my favorite part about this home, if it's not The remodeled kitchen was nice. The master bathroom is also going to be nice. You'll see that. I really liked the outdoor area. It had a grill, a patio. It was really cool. And I think the way that the sliding doors kind of give the area natural light, and if you open those up on a nice day and have a barbecue in the back, I think it's pretty cool. Let's talk about the HOA fees here though. So depending on what subdivision you're gonna be in, it can be about $220, $230 a month, what it breaks down to. There is that one-time capital improvement fee that a lot of these communities have of $2,700. That just goes towards, upkeep of the entire neighborhood, make sure everything stays looking nice as it should. But you can see here's that master. There's another sliding door in here, so a lot of natural light in this home in particular. I think that kind of makes it nice for hosting, your friends over for the day. And then that little nook there for all your towels, laundry, anything like that. This one doesn't have a pool, but others in the community do. Really like the way they did the new bathrooms in here, the way they remodeled them. Reminded me a lot of these new build communities they got going out here. Reminded me a lot, especially the master bathroom, of some of the Toll Brothers new builds that they've got going on right now. But this was by, the Robson Community Builders. I liked the backyard a lot, as I mentioned earlier. I'm making my way out there right now. It had the built-in grill and also had this little water feature that I'll get to show you. But just the greenery in total in the back, it had the grass and the bushes to line the back wall. Just a nice little feature with the outdoor ceiling fans and the misters, so you can put some, patios, lawn stuff out here, relax out here on a hot summer day with the misters on. There's the kind of the back side of the backyard, and then that water feature there. This was our tour of Pebble Creek. This is a really cool community out here in Goodyear. My name was Caden Leali. I am a realtor out here in the Phoenix Valley of Arizona. So if you wanted access to that free 55 plus chart and graph, or you had any questions about those active listings, maybe this one isn't for you and you're interested in another community, feel free to call, text, or email me. My information is on the screen as I get hit in the head with the tree. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching.